नमस्कार, माझं नाव निहारिका. MH48च्या इंडिया अँड द वर्ल्ड ह्या नवीन सिरीजमध्ये मी तुमचं पुन्हा एकदा स्वागत करते. In today's video, we are going to talk about the defense production in India. In a recently held conclave, our defense minister, Shri Rajnath Singh, spoke about certain structural reforms in the defense sector. The government is focusing on the integration of the Army, Navy, and the Air Force in order to ensure enhanced coordination in times of crisis. India's defense production is expected to reach 3 lakh crores with arms export worth 50,000 crores by 2028-29. All of these reforms are in line with the government's long-term goal of making India a developed nation by 2047. These reforms actually come as a surprise if one looks at the defense production history within the country. Immediately post-independence, India actually had a thriving industrial military complex. However, as governments came to rule one after the other, the defense sector was heavily restricted to public enterprises. And private investments were not allowed at all. What happened because of this is that the defense production suffered from lack of productivity, lack of efficiency, and absence of international sales. Due to this, India was heavily dependent on imports for defense supplies. So much so that during the Kargil war, India was in such a bad state that almost every country which was exporting weapons to India took advantage of its vulnerability. Refurbished old weapons, 1970s vintage ammunition was being exported to India at huge costs. Almost every country which was exporting defense supplies took advantage and exploited India as much as it could. Due to the lack of innovation and self-reliance in defense production, India has remained the world's largest importer of weapons from 1993 to 2022. India's share of import of arms remains as high as 11% in the global stage. 45% of our weapons come from Russia. 29% of its imports are from France and 8% are from Israel. Considering the geopolitical situation today, this dependence is definitely bad news because none of these countries are in a shape to export weapons. Obviously, because of the ongoing wars between Russia and Ukraine, between Israel and Palestine, and also the turbulence in Europe. However, times have changed due credit to the Modi government. Indian imports of weapons has fallen from 64% to 45%. India, which was considered a net buyer just about 5 to 6 years ago, is today known for its export of various stimulators, various radars, mine-protected vehicles, the BrahMos missile, and so on. The government has taken multiple policy initiatives to encourage defense production within the country. As our defense minister rightly said, that India's defense production was hardly touching 1,000 crore rupees about 5 to 6 years ago, which today stands tall at 16,000 crores. There were certain radical changes which were introduced by the government, including progressive ban on the import of certain weapons. These did prove to be challenging in the shorter run, but they were in line with the long-term goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Today, the Indian military is using weapons which are manufactured on the Indian soil. The aim is to manufacture aero engines and gas turbines within the country. In the current budget, 6.2 lakh crores have been allocated to the defense sector, and this shows the government's determination towards defense self-reliance. Thank you so much for watching this video. तुम्हाला हा व्हिडिओ आवडला असेल तर लाईक, शेअर आणि सबस्क्राईब करा आणि पाहत रहा MH48.